Here's an idea. What if every movie took place in the same universe? I'm Erik Scott.
What up? It's your boy, Rich Mike.
Yo, it's Arman.
Was it the best movie I've ever seen? Yeah, probably.
Thank you, baby.
And this is Across the Movieverse.
Yeah.
Yo, what are we talking about?
Okay, we are in it. What's up?
Back. Boys are back.
Boys are out tonight, huh?
Boys are back tonight.
Hey, what's going on? How's it? How's the weather over there?
That's a gay pickup line. Weather is it's pretty sunny out right now.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out.
It was snowing last night.
It was cold. It's cold this week.
Yeah.
Same. It's not as I don't think it's as bad here as it is there, but I don't know. It's a real mess.
Yeah, just that wind that blows.
Man.
Climate change, man.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the climate change doesn't seem so bad, you know, like when we just get summer all the time, you know. But eventually it'll be like Mad Max Fury Road, and which also seems pretty cool. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go on some crazy car chases.
Yeah, I've been training my whole life to live in an action movie. That's kind of what I want. I hope climate change really.
What have you done to prepare for that?
Well, I'm learning how to work on cars. I got a motorcycle.
You're a secretary in a car shop.
Yeah, I'm in indoor sky. I can skydive pretty well.
That'll be huge in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
In case you got to jump off a plane, you know?
Yeah. I got to get in the plane.
Indoor skydiving only.
Yeah. If I get caught in like a hurricane, like a tornado or something, dude, I can like flip around and fly all through that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hurricane High style, yeah.
Dude, I watch those movies like Twister, like when the cows get picked up and stuff, and I'm like, I think I could handle that. Like, I think I'd be fine.
Very Spider-Man Twister way around, yeah.
This is Across the Movieverse, obviously. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get into the movie this week, we watched Gremlins for the first time. That movie's so wild.
It's outrageous.
I thought Gremlins was the second one, and then there was a first one was just called Gremlin, but
like that, like a Fast and Furious style, like the Fast and Furious, Furious. Like they just changed like one letter.
Like instead of Gremlins 2, it's Gremlins 3. Or
Gremlins, and then
Gremlins is
Gremlins.
Well, I bought Gremlin on Gremlin is also a movie with no S, but it's from like 2016, and it was like super cheap. So I was like, hell yeah, that's the movie we need to watch. We're gonna watch it, and it's this like low budget B horror movie that I ended up getting my refund on, so we didn't get to watch that one. But real quick, did you guys watch any other movies this week? And I got a quick story I wanted to tell you that I was saving. I called Sam to tell him because I didn't think he would be here, but I was waiting to tell you guys. But did you see any movies?
I saw Snowpiercer, and it was fucking awesome.
Nice.
It was really good.
Watch the
I started watching
Oscars.
Okja. Oh, you watched the Oscars?
Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Let's get a host back. Yeah, let's get a host back.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch it. I haven't watched the Oscars in a minute.
This was the first time maybe I've ever watched them, but it was. I saw most of the movies this time, so
Yeah, the one I haven't seen it
had opinions.
1917. I still need to see that.
I went and saw the Oscar-nominated live-action shorts, and because I ideally would like to write a short film at some point, and so the one that won, I saw it, and it was the only one that had a boob in it, and I think that's why it won.
Oh, that's why it won.
That's why I voted for it.
Yeah.
Singular boob or pair?
I mean, both of them were out, but you could really only see one. So,
You've seen one boob, you've seen a pair.
yeah, that's what my dad always told me growing up. So he's like, all you gotta do is see one. It still counts, you know? Like, it's boobs are like college football rules. It's like just 1 foot in, it counts.
Yeah.
You know? It still counts, baby.
It's still a touchdown, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and review it though.
A couple of times.
Put that cloth over my head and just
For several minutes.
up.
Yeah.
Come closer to the glass. Dude. I went and saw Nick Kroll's new movie, Olympic Dreams, where they shot it in Olympic Village. It was really cool. I liked it.
What event did he do?
So he was a dentist. He competed in dentistry at the Olympics.
Ooh, they're really fucking trying to expand that.
Yeah. That'd be funny if they like gave you teeth, like you get gold teeth if you're really good, or
silver teeth for second place.
Yeah, and then if you like don't medal, they just yank out all your teeth.
that homeless guy that gives me the creeps is gold.
He's an
won a
Olympian.
gold medal and the silver in the past like 20 Olympics. If that's the case,
but I really liked it. I recommend it. I saw it at the this little independent. It's called Olympic Dreams.
Olympic Dreams. They
filmed it on location in the Olympic Village. They like had a grant to do so, and it was shot kind of documentary style, but without like acknowledging the cameras. But they would kind of just roam around through like real situations while filming. So they'd have like lab mics on them and shoot them from far away. It was cool.
Just like a lot of handheld shit, probably.
It's kind of like how I envision now how if we ever shoot that road trip movie. If you're filming it like out in the wild, but you don't acknowledge that it's a movie.
Mm-hmm. And you kind of just pick up whatever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He was like talking to real Olympians and stuff. Well, there's a bunch of side boob in that movie, so that's cool.
Love side boob.
Can't wait for award season.
Olympic side boob.
Yeah. Olympic side.
To me, when I look at the Olympic rings, it's just 6 titties. Just a bunch of different colored titties.
Yeah,
that's my
geographical. National Geographic titties.
Is it 6 rings or 5 rings?
6 titties.
Yeah, I guess if there's 5 tits, there must be a 6th.
Yeah, somewhere.
So is the gold medal just like a tit with a hand on it?
Yeah, and then you suck on it, like they bite the medals.
Yeah,
that's
suck on the nipple.
That's why I like babies so much, because I know there's probably a boob somewhere nearby.
And if there is, that baby can.
Someone's breastfeeding. Yeah.
Yeah, you sniff it out like a little truffle pig. Go find it. Go get it. Go get it, boy. So this story I've been itching to tell you. The other night I was out at a bar in Chinatown, which I don't know if I should be going there with this whole coronavirus. I'm really living on the edge. And I was with this girl I've kind of been seeing a little bit, and her friends. And this whole night, this bartender, his name was Dash, white guy named Dash. He was trying to get the party going. It's a slow night. Monday night, he's kept getting on the mic, having people play like rock, paper, scissors for shots. And at one point he gets on, he goes, "Now this is Wendy over here, and it's her birthday, and it's her dream. She told me it's her dream to take a body shot off of me." And the girl's like looking around like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Off of you or off of Dash?
Off of Dash. And then we're all just kind of like, "Oh, all right, whatever." We start kind of cheering, and he takes his shirt off, takes whipped cream and puts it on both of his nipples, and then like sits on the bar, and then he puts some cherries on his nipples, and then pours Jameson.
Varsity Blues style.
Exactly, that's what I thought. And then puts like Jameson in his belly button, and the girl, like, we're all kind of cheering, and she like goes down and like licks the whipped cream and kind of flicks the cherry away, like she clearly didn't want to like suck on his nips. It wasn't the Olympics. She wasn't trying to get in there.
Yeah.
And then she just kind of like kissed his belly button, like you heard the little like she just didn't want to be sucking on this dude's body. So anyway, so it clearly didn't go according to his plan, because he just kind of sits up, still covered in whipped cream, still got most of the whiskey in his belly button, and he just kind of wipes off, and he stands up, and without acknowledging it, without saying anything, doesn't make it a bit, he grabs the candle off the bar and just throws the hot wax on his chest. And then just goes about it the rest of his day.
Works the rest of his shift shirtless.
He would it like splattered. It was so much wax. Like he did it for him. Like he needed it. Like,
that's how he got off.
Exactly. That's what I said. It's like he was this close to getting off, but the girl, if she didn't get all of his nips, she still had all that whiskey, and he just fucking tossed it on himself. I've been thinking about it since it happened. It might be the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I think since Wendy's last birthday, Dash was like, "This is gonna be our night. I'm gonna say she's wanted to shout off me, and then she'll take her time, lick the nip, get all the Jameson on my belly button, and then she'll be so into it, she'll take that candle and pour it on me.
Oh yeah,
and we'll shut the bar down and just go to town on each other all night."
He was just thinking like all day that he can't wait till she just sucks on his nipple and then pours that wax.
He's like, somebody's gonna do it. If not, I got the backup hot wax. And just the best part is that he didn't say anything about it. Like, it was clearly for him. Like, he needed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh man, well, now I got to do this. He just
now I got to do it myself,
Like, me and the woman I was there with, she even like, we both like looked at each other. We're like, did you see that happen? That happened, right? And then she's like, why would he do that? And I look at her, I go, that was for him. He needed that. And it really brought us closer together.
I was going to say, did you guys go home and then you pour hot wax on your body?
Yeah, I would have loved that. But yeah, so that's the craziest thing that I've ever seen that happened the other day.
Wild.
Man.
You gotta go back, make sure he's all right.
Yeah,
I know. I'm hoping he's just like he's choking himself now. I'll go do a body shot off of him, just make sure he's okay.
Yeah,
help him out.
Throw the hot wax on him when you're done.
Mm-hmm. All the candles. He's like trying to find more candles. He's ran out. He's caked in wax. Looks like a stalactite. He's the wax man. So yeah. All right, cool. Should we dive into the movie?
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy movie.
Well, Arma, do you want to describe it a little bit? This is a favorite of yours. It's a Mexican Christmas movie, apparently.
Yeah. Hispanic Christmas. So yeah, it starts off with the dad, and he's in Chinatown hanging out with Kurt Russell. And
Dash.
And he's an inventor, so he's going around saying he's looking to buy some stuff for his son, but he's really trying to sell his shit.
Yeah.
So he goes to the shop, he hears Gizmo, this gremlin, kind of moving around. So he grabs it, sees it. It's like what were those little toys?
Furbies?
Furbies. It's like a little Furby, basically. Mm-hmm. If you've never seen the movie. So he ends up buying it, taking him home. There's 3 things that you have to do with the gremlin. You can't. It can't be in sunlight or else it dies. The second one is
bright lights.
Yeah, or bright lights. The second one is you can't put it in water, or else eventually you find out that it multiplies. And then you can't feed it at midnight.
Yeah.
At any time after midnight.
I would love if some like creep came in there and he goes, "Those are the only rules." And the guy's like, he's like, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, Can you fuck it?
I mean, I guarantee that science professor was fucking that Furby.
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt in my mind. He called it Susan, I'm pretty sure, at one point. He was
very sweet and thoughtful.
He was
sexual.
A pedophile science teacher. That's all I could think about.
Yeah.
When I saw not about I don't want to fuck the Mobot, the Gizmo.
Yeah. He's like, but just to be clear, those are the only rules. Man. So he takes Gizmo. He gets the Gizmo home.
Yeah. Gives it to his son. Son's happy.
Yeah, son's real happy. He's showing it to his friends. He's taking it around.
And no one's shocked at this like new animal either.
That's all I was writing. Like, there's no reaction at fucking all to this brand new thing.
Corey Feldman is so bored at this thing.
Yeah.
Even when it starts popping off little multiply new gremlins, he's just like, whatever. And he's flipping through some magazine.
The comic with the
3D, the little 3D glasses.
Yeah, it never worked.
Well, inevitably, they do get it wet. It starts multiplying. And then it gets fed after midnight due to a broken clock.
Yeah, they chew through the clock. They get Gizmo wet, five more multiply, and these guys are way more mischievous than Gizmo. Gizmo seems like a pretty nice, friendly guy. The main character is really taking care of him.
Stripe.
But then,
Gizmo doesn't even want to eat. He offered him some food, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm good.
I don't need that chicken."
Yeah,
Gizmo baby.
Even after they multiply, still no reaction from anyone. Even after they eat after midnight and they go into these reptile cocoons, still no reaction. The mom's just like,
"Oh, it's normal."
Oh, okay. It's just a teenage boy's room, I guess. Like, no fucking reaction at all. These slime covered.
Well, she's used to seeing like just stiff socks and like
white stained socks.
Man, puberty's pretty weird, huh?
Yeah.
Doesn't want to ask. Just goes about her day.
Born from these cocoons are the titular gremlins.
Yeah.
And they just wreak havoc across the whole town.
Yeah, they're a bunch of assholes. Not afraid to kill.
I can't tell if they're pranksters, like they're punking people, but then they're also just fucking murdering people as well. It's the most confusing. I don't know what their motives are. And then they all go see, after they absolutely destroy this town, still no army, no police officers have really been called in. They go see, a big group of them goes and sees Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The main guy and his girlfriend burn the theater down. The Stripe, the main villain, escapes. Great final battle scene where Stripe is starting to speak English words as well as picks up a gun and is like is just shooting at the main character. And with, of course, happy ending.
Yeah, and then the old Asian man from the beginning who he didn't know that Gizmo. It was like the little kid, his nephew or something, sold Gizmo without the uncle knowing, and then he shows back up at the end and takes Gizmo back because he's like, old round eye isn't ready for this sort of power.
But he Gizmo just caused the murder of at least 100 people. I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Town is empty.
Yeah,
the old man is just like, you're not ready for it yet. But Gizmo does like you, and come to me in a couple of years, and maybe you'll get it back. And then that was it.
Well,
it's like, come on.
And then on the news, they're talking about how people are saying little green monsters caused all this problem. It's like, oh, people are dead though. Like, so many people are dead. The houses are on fire. The movie theater blew up, and they're just like, oh, whatever.
People got ran over by a plow truck. A lot of weird plow jokes in this movie as well. One of the side characters hates
foreign vehicles.
Yeah, he's like a tow truck driver, hates foreign cars, hates foreign people.
So I wanted to bring that up. So he's always thought he hates the foreign vehicle, says they're a piece of shit. When his TV breaks, it's a foreign TV. Says he should have got a Zenith, which is an American company. And then he brings up, without knowing about the bad gremlins yet, that there's gremlins that they used to put them in the ships in World War II or in the planes, and like anytime anything goes wrong in your life, it's this foreign gremlins fault. And then he's right. Like in the movie,
it's like there's a gremlin in my cab.
And so this like racist dude is just correct that like the Chinese are trying to fuck him, and like
all his preconceived discriminations are proved correct.
Yeah, he's like, they're coming over here, these gremlins, they're taking our jobs, they're taking our women.
Right before he brings up how the gremlins are taking his jobs and women, and back in World War II, he fought against the dirty gremlins. He's talking at a bar. He's drunk, and it's like the main guy's girlfriend, and he's talking shit about foreigners and stuff. And then he says, why don't you take that? Why don't you bring your plow over to my place and I'll put a foreign part in there or something like that.
Whoa,
Which
that's a good line.
I had to slip through the racism of it, but I think he was talking about sticking his dick in her butt.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely wanted to. He would have invited her home and forgot that he had a wife sitting in bed.
Oh, he hated his wife too. Like,
yeah.
He was so mean to her. I'll have to call some of the farmers in my town and see if that's like a known pickup line. Hey, why don't you bring your plow over and see if I can stick my dick in it or whatever.
I could really use a foreign part or something, my foreign part or something like that.
Hell yeah.
That's a penis.
I just love, and then at the end, they're like, hey, anytime your VCR breaks, it's probably just some gremlin. Like the voiceover comes back on. Just confirming, like, oh, any problem you have, it's foreigners. That's who's doing it. Man, this movie's pretty anti-Chinese. I love this period of time that anything weird they just could justify by being from China or like from the Orient because it's just old Chinese mysticism, and everyone's like, all right, sure, of course. They just bought in immediately.
Yeah, it's like anything you don't know. It's just we're pretty much just doing like a Chinatown movie podcast, because every movie, as you said in the 80s, with need a little magic. Just get an old blind Asian man in there. We're in business.
It seems like in Chinatown's a big thing in the 80s.
Oh, absolutely. It's just this like mysticism.
Yeah.
They don't know what's over there. You know, they've been fighting them forever.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Chinatown, so it's very mysterious over there.
I got rickshawed over here.
Yeah. I gotta start venturing on.
Hobbs and Rick Shaw. That'd be good. I'd check that movie out. When the Gremlins are like, when there's a ton of them and they're all just at that bar getting loaded, it reminds me of us in college. Like that's what we used to look like.
Singing at the bar, just shit faced.
Just singing. We're wearing ridiculous costumes. We're swinging from the rafters.
We're scaring the girls at the
we scaring women.
Lighting 6 cigarettes at once.
Those like brotherhood nights where we would just get trashed at the house and just be like lighting stuff on fire before all running in the middle of the street into town. like oh my god,
burning Christmas trees.
Oh, absolutely. We lit Dave Hanley on fire, I think. It's awesome. College was cool.
Great time.
In that bar scene, the main gremlin Stripe, the main bad guy, he's got a little side piece with him. I didn't know there was any gremlin women, but so I'm pretty sure that it's a gremlin in drag that he made.
It's a tranny, yeah.
He made put on ladies' clothes because he needed
some strange.
Yeah, he needed to get some strange.
That's
Don't
good,
get it in your water, baby. He's always eating after midnight.
You think he told that gremlin the plow joke? Like, hey, I'm going to bring your plow over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the way that gremlin was dressed too, not that the gremlins were super hot anyway, but it looked like if a boy gremlin was trying to be a woman. Like it was all done up. It was like seemed kind of mean, like all sassy, like drag queens are.
Yeah,
pretty great.
I mean, there's definitely clearly they don't need women to reproduce in this movie. So, or pardon me, I don't think gremlins have male or female sex. They're all just gremlin.
Yeah,
but the tougher gremlins is making the less. It's like prison rules. The lesser gremlins,
there you go,
take up their gremlin behind.
They definitely have assholes. If I'm sure of one thing, they don't have dicks or pussies, but you got to have an asshole.
Yes, they're shoving something up there.
You gotta have one hole. Come on. Do you have any other specific things that stuck out during the film? I got one big one that I want to address.
Well, we got the gremlin in a dress.
Yeah.
I did like the main. We haven't even talked about the main character, whatever his name is, but his dad. Like, I love me a kooky inventor dad that. Well, not really in this case. That like means well for the son, like means well for his family, but is always just. He doesn't really mean well for his family in this specific movie, but like a kooky inventor dad. That's all I'm looking for.
He's like the make your life easier inventor.
Yeah. Like Data-esque from the Goonies.
I think Data and him would have gotten along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Data was the one that sold him the
Gremlin?
The Gremlin, the Gizmo
Definitely.
box.
It's one of his relatives, at least.
At least, you know.
New York cat. How many Asian New York fans can there be?
Well, I got a theory about that one that I found online. What are some other inventor dads?
That's exactly what I was trying to think of, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of thing.
That's good.
What else?
I'm pretty sure the dad in Baby Geniuses.
You seen the dad in Cats and Dogs? Have you seen that? He's
yeah.
He's like more of a doctor, but he's always doing weird experiments and stuff.
Yeah. Cats and Dogs.
I'm gonna look one up.
There's a part that when the main guy character and the main female character are together for the first time, really like opening up right before they're like running away from the Gremlins, and the girl says like, "Oh, just another reason to hate Christmas," and he's like, "What? How could you hate Christmas?" After she clearly like doesn't want to talk about it, but she keeps bringing it up, and she goes, "My dad said he was going out to get something, and then he never came back. Turns out we started to smell something in the chimney. The cops came. We thought it was a raccoon, but my dad had decided to come down the chimney in a Santa's outfit and broke his neck. Then he sat there and he died immediately. And he was in there for a week just rotting. And that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus. And that's why I hate Christmas."
It's the most horrific story I've ever heard.
Yeah, out of place. And then the next scene, they're watching Snow White and the Gremlins are all like dancing, and you kind of like them again. But it was like, what an idiot of a dad to try to go down the chimney.
I'm so happy that they threw in that he slipped and cracked his neck and died immediately. Because in my head, I was thinking that he slipped and fell and slowly died in that chimney from starvation because he couldn't get out. That's what I was thinking.
There's got to be a deleted scene where they're like, they said that he was probably in there for like 4 to 5 days, eating slowly his fingers and hoping for us to hear him, but we didn't hear his screams. Yeah. I was reading that they like tried to, that producers and people were like, you should take this part out. Like, it doesn't fit with the movie. It's too horrifying.
It's like,
and it doesn't have anything to do with anything.
No, and it's like, we're just going to barely talk about it. It doesn't need to happen. You could just say like the dad died in a car accident, like that.
Yeah, that or like the dad left. You know, like he just left the family.
You don't have to say that okay, if he broke his neck, does that mean he dove in? Like, did he go head first?
I think so.
He was trying to Grinch in that. He was Grinching in that chimney, diving in.
Yeah. I think he was just trying to kill himself, and he just loves theatrics.
That's how he wanted it.
Yeah, he got all dressed up.
And she
looked like an accident.
That's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.
An astounding amount of suicides in Santa outfits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like at Santa Con.
1% of all suicides are in Santa outfits.
Yeah, they like tie themselves up in Christmas lights and hang themselves.
Jerk it one last time before they.
Yeah, you got to. One last gift.
Yeah.
Gift to the world. But yeah, that was my big one that really stuck out.
Yeah, such a devastating story. In I guess a kid's movie, like how did that. God,
like I feel like it's almost like a it's definitely like kind of a kid's movie, but it's also like not really a kid's movie at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as horny as a lot of these movies that we watched.
No, definitely not.
but it was like, I think it was pretty gory. Like they showed the main kid, Billy, getting scratched by the big gremlin claws a couple times.
The mom just goes fucking absolutely ape shit, just starts murking.
Yeah, before it doesn't even give them a chance.
No.
The first thing she did, she sees the gremlins, immediately throws one in the blender, one in the microwave, and stabs one to fucking death.
Yeah.
It seemed like she felt alive for the first time in years. Like, like that's what she needed. That was her throwing the wax on herself. Like that was, she was getting into it.
Yeah, she should have. I think she threw wax on herself when she stabbed. She's like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. My husband hasn't touched me in years. Kill these little gremlins.
Busy with the bathroom. What is it, bathroom buddy?
Bathroom
is that what
buddy.
it's called?
Her bathroom buddy's just a little shower head, goes in there and
It's the only Swiss Army.
Mom's using the bathroom buddy again.
Yeah, throughout the movie, the wife is just the mom wife is just shown being sad and mad at her husband's inventions until it shows her brutally murdering like 6 gremlins and various kitchen appliance methods, and it's great.
She's definitely a great wife. You know, she's not happy, but she's down to act happy.
Yeah,
she's very supportive.
Yeah.
It opens on her straight up watching the suit. I think it's like a super sad Christmas movie and chopping onions, and she's just super duper sad.
Yeah, it's a wonderful life.
Yeah,
great picture. Well, but they were watching the happy part at the end when it gets happy again, and she was still.
That's why I was kind of confused why she was sad when I was watching it. But
yeah,
I don't know. I would assume her body's going through changes, and
and Corey Feldman even brings that up. When they're in that creep science science teacher's office, and the teacher's like seeing the gremlin in the cum cocoon phase, he's like, it's going through changes in there, and Corey Feldman's like, just like my mom, and the science teacher's not like that.
I like in movies when the only, like in small towns, when like weird shit starts to happen, the only person they have to go to is the high school science teacher.
Yeah.
And my high school science teacher was an idiot. Like, I would never bring some like alien little monster to him. Mr. was a dumbass. He got fired because he was just always playing video games with kids and might have been fucking the kids. No, I don't think he was fucking the kids. I'm gonna take out his name. I don't want that to get out there.
I don't know. It sounds like he was fucking these kids.
It sounds like he was fucking the kids. So
yeah, I mean that's like in Stranger Things too. They go to their science teacher.
That's all you got.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got this idea for a new little segment, and so I'll go through it and then have you guys ask me some questions. So I call this segment "New Views" because, like, as you guys know, the country's in a pretty tough spot. Okay, and personally, I think that a lot of this stuff can be solved by taking a minute and looking at something with fresh eyes, or like through someone else's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so for this segment, I'm gonna, it's like I tend to watch things through the lens of a straight white guy, which I am, most of the time, except when I had a few daiquiris, and then or when I watch my DVD copy of Soul Plane, then I'm black as can be. I think I'm the only white guy on earth that owns the DVD of Soul Plane. And so for this segment, I'm gonna go over this film like if I was watching it as a Chinese diplomat.
So you're.
But I'm not going to do the voice. Imagine it as racist as you could see it. Yeah, because like through the first, we see this movie mainly through like Billy's perspective, through the most part. So I'm feeling pretty represented. But what if I watched it as an Asian diplomat? It's okay.
What's a diplomat?
Somebody who just has like political power. So race was a pretty leading factor in this movie, as we've previously discussed, and confirmed that these little monsters are sent over by like foreign powers, and watching through the movie where you're made to like kind of root through the town, through the white folks. But as a proud Asian man, I'm cheering on these little gremlin fellas. I'm ready to buy them a sake bomb and a pair of used panties right when they get stateside.
Welcome to America, boys.
When that racist drunk dude got ran over by his tractor, me and my buddies were cheering. We were flicking our cigarettes at the screen and stopping and slapping ourselves with bamboo. This is back to me. As a white, I left this movie feeling, pretty good. Like I'm like, did they say that any minor inconvenience is the fault of foreigners? But as Prime Minister Rikishi Arigato, I say, damn right they are. And that's been New Views. Do you have any questions for me? I'm Prime Minister Rikishi Arigato.
How do we address you? Your Honor.
However you could bow.
Minister. Yeah.
Bow, shake my hand while bow. We could salute both countries.
Yeah. How did you feel when the guy was talking shit about your cars?
I was like, just fucking wait, dude. We got these little monsters coming over there, and they're about to wreck shit. Yeah.
Was that little New York Data looking motherfucker that sold it originally? Was that one of your men, or did that just happen? Was that a Splinter Cell?
That's actually you may have recognized him by his former name, Short Round. That who used to travel with one of yours, Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. And now he grows up and he lives in Chinatown, and he sells our little monster bin to people.
Well, you see the Indiana Jones shout out on the billboard, right?
Of course.
For the radio announcer.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I didn't understand what that was because I am an Asian man.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Ricky, how do you pronounce your last name again?
Rikishi Arigato.
Rikishi Arigato.
Yeah. But I can get going. I just wanted to let you know that as this is a much different movie through my perspective.
Yeah.
And
did you watch it with family or?
We watch it every morning with my family.
His one son and him and his wife.
One son is my daughter.
Yeah.
One son. but yes, she also enjoys it too. But so thank you guys for entertaining me. I enjoy the podcast, and keep it up.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
You sound great. Your English is.
Well, it's a new technology that we created. It's a translator.
Oh, kind of like in Snowpiercer.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Which is also.
What do you think? What do you think of Rand Peltzer's inventions as China is the innovation?
I mean, they kept breaking. That's because they weren't made by us,
Yeah. You get some Asian hands on that. I guarantee it works.
Yeah, his hands are too fat. They can't get in all the crevices. We have the smallest children that can get in there and just tinker around, and we get a little monster man in there. Really makes for a better product.
What's your thoughts on Santa Claus?
Santa Claus is, I don't want any sort of white man coming down my chimney.
Well, that was going to be my question is your Santa Claus Asian then?
Is our Santa Claus Asian?
Oh.
Your mic's out.
You break it. I'm assuming that it was super racist.
Yeah. It looks like a super racist rant.
Can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him. Well, you're sorry for the technical difficulties. I think the Gremlins are fucking with Erik's mic because he's being.
Who made that microphone? You stop recording.
All right, sorry, the connection here is bad from China, but we're back.
Yeah, back to you were saying we.
It's probably for the best that I didn't catch what I was saying. But you know what? I got to get going.
Yeah, all right.
I got a date with Asian Santa Claus, and we got to figure out some stuff because most of our elves are they're citizens of the Chinese Republic. So I got to get going. But thanks so much. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Stand with Hong Kong.
All right. Oh man, did I miss Rikishi Arigato? Where'd he go? Oh man, I just went out to go get a drink real quick. Man, I bet he had some good stuff to say.
He really gave us a good perspective of through a different set of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you can't get much of a different set of eyes than between mine and Rikishi's. But
I can comfortably say that next time I watch it, I can feel like I'm Asian.
Good. I think that's what that segment's going to be about. I want to make sure that we really can understand things from different perspectives.
Yeah.
I think it's going to help us grow as people.
I'm gonna walk up to some Asians in Chinatown and just be like, I get it, I understand now. Yeah,
and they're like, man, did you just watch Gremlins? Because that's how I feel after that movie. You think that's like their Rocky? Like they're watching them take down the like when Rocky took down the Soviets, and we're all like, yeah. Man. All right.
And he basically solves the Cold War.
Gizmo's Rocky. That old Asian man is Mickey, cursing, smoking, has one eye.
Mm-hmm. Just punching Wagyu beef in the meat coolers.
You could say Stripe was Mr. T. He had that.
Oh yeah. So, do you guys want to get into some theories then? I think there's a lot of good stuff from this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, you guys, if you want to.
I mean, Corey Feldman would be pretty easy as far as like going, starting there and then moving over, and then he's teams up with a bunch of young misfits.
Yeah,
and then they find some treasure in the Goonies.
Yeah, I think that makes total sense because like the whole. Yeah, he was young. The whole town gets like wrecked. Mm-hmm. So they're like, "Hey, we're gonna move. Yeah. We can't stay here anymore. We got to move to Astoria, Oregon."
Yeah.
And then that makes sense too because Chunk references the Gremlins.
Yeah.
In the Goonies. Mm-hmm. So maybe Corey felt, or maybe Mouth told him about it, and then Chunk kind of ran with it.
Yeah. Corey Feldman plays that really same cool. Weird character in like all the movies he's in.
Yeah,
as a little kid.
Very sharp young man.
Be sure to check out his documentary coming out or a movie coming out to reveal all the pedophiles in Hollywood that diddled him. It should be released soon, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, really?
If I get killed,
holy shit!
Before this,
it's called Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Corey got felt.
Of course. Yeah. Corey got felt, man. Like Freddie got fingered.
Yeah.
But is that actually like a movie that's coming out?
I wouldn't want to put that out.
Well, he's trying to reveal them.
Yeah, I know, but it's good. I'm fucking around, but it's just
you blame it.
Right. Hey, man.
No, I'm saying
you blaming Feldman.
No, what I'm saying is that's just putting a lot of your personal shit out there. Oh, so like, hats off to him. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he had to take a lot more than his hat off. Yeah, he. I don't know. What was he wearing? That was the.
Yeah, I mean, was he wearing crop tops or something?
I don't know. I saw him in the Goonies. Looked like he was asking for it. Yeah. did you? We already kind of make the Big Trouble in Little China connection. The argument is that this doesn't take place in the same Chinatown, that because the kid's wearing a Mets hat, that it's in New York Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be very simple because there's all those little monsters in Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
In Big Trouble as well.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like out of the question.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder because our next movie is going to be Escape from New York, so I wonder if Kurt Russell traveling from L.A. goes to New York's Chinatown, and then they kind of
and he does have that big ugly monster that is hiding away
in the back of his truck.
Yeah,
and they're both John Carpenter. Escape from New York is John Carpenter as well as Big Trouble.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of references in this movie, like the Gremlins. He does like the flash dance thing where he's like dancing around. There's an E.T. stuffed doll along with the toys that are like on the floor. That's like an E.T. reference.
Yeah. They're playing
because Steven Spielberg is the producer.
Star Wars video game at some point as well, and I'm pretty sure like in the original Star Wars or in the second in episode 5, Jabba the Hutt's little assistant, like little creepy assistant, laughs the exact same way as like the Gremlins, like
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that like the Gremlins came from there's like books about Gremlins that they came from like outer space, so it's like they've got to exist in the Star Wars universe somewhere.
I like to think Judge Reinhold plays the main character's like older friend. And any movie with a huge Santa Claus and Judge Reinhold presence, of course, makes me think of the Tim Allen Santa Claus. I like to Judge Reinhold. I don't think he gets killed in this movie. He gets taken down a few pegs from being cocky, 23-year-old rich VP to then doing shit. I like to think he reevaluates after this terrible, terrible event in his life. He's got all the magic behind him. Ends up falling for her. He thinks it's a woman that's divorced, couple kids, meets her, and then little does he know, another Santa Claus comes tearing down his chimney in the Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3 with Tim Allen.
I bet he was wishing that Tim Allen would just snap his neck in the chimney.
Yeah.
God, it's got to be tough, like, going through a divorce anyway, but when the other husband's Santa, it's really got to put a toll on the marriage.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of new husbands are worried about the old sex life. Like, imagine fucking Santa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then having a bunch of like little elves watch, Yeah, you can never have that kind of experience.
He's got a sack of tricks.
And Santa only comes once a year, so
and he comes.
That's why his sack's so big. That's an old playground joke. Why is his bag so big? Well, he only comes once a year.
That's a good one.
There's when they're at that inventor convention, there's a bunch of little Easter eggs there with in the back there's a time machine from the movie The Time Machine, and then it cuts away, cuts back, and it's not there, like it went back in time. And then there's that robot, Robbie the robot. He's in a ton of movies. I went on Wikipedia. It's like he's in The Forbidden Planet. That's the original one. The Invisible Boy, Mork and Mindy TV show, Twilight Zone, Addams Family, just like all over the place.
Jesus.
He's had a ton of cameos. So that kind of like links the universes there.
Yeah, I feel like you in this movie you get a real sense of there's a lot of references.
Yeah.
So
Spielberg.
Yeah.
A bunch of Spielberg references. A bunch of Chris Columbus did this in Goonies and Harry Potter, but that of course hadn't come out yet. Like all these white male directors back in the 80s and 90s were just jerking each other off.
Yeah, just sucking each other's dicks. Which is
that's why That's why we've been in power for so long, because we support each other, Arman.
Yeah, I don't.
As we build each.
I don't support any other Mexicans.
Yeah. we build each other up. That there's I think Rikishi mentioned it, but there's a Reddit theory about the old man selling stuff in the store is Short Round from Indiana Jones.
The old man is Short Round.
Mm.
Oh,
Yes,
getting a lot of stuff
because
from his adventures with Indy.
Mm-hmm. And like kept going through that, and then one he fully aged into an old Asian man with a long beard.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the timelines sort of match up, like because Indiana Jones was in like the 50s.
You think? You think that Asian man is getting young little Asian boys to keep him alive for a long time?
Yeah, he's marrying them.
Oh,
he's got his boy on the West Coast. His cousin is marrying women, and he's like, "You got it, women with green eyes," and he's like, "You got it all wrong.
You got to try these little boys. They are fantastic.
They're so full of life.
Yeah,
so easy to trick.
Hands are so
and then
small.
Then he sees Corey Feldman, and he's like, "Okay, now we're talking."
He's like, "I'm gonna live forever."
And the last big one I had, and this is I thought of it separately, but I saw it online as well afterwards. That do you guys think that Quentin Tarantino ripped off the movie theater scene in Inglourious Basterds?
Maybe.
From Gremlins?
Yeah, maybe.
To like kill all the Nazis in a movie theater. Spoiler alert for Inglourious Basterds. But
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
That's how they also kill all the Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
Except for one, which I think is also the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the same exact thing.
Yeah, it is. No,
Yeah.
I mean the at the end of the movie in Inglourious Basterds, like the mission is everyone's going to a theater, and there's so much. Well, technically there's two people, but whatever. Yeah,
I was wondering why where Gizmo and the main guy pulled out those machine guns and started killing the Gremlins in the theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, in Inglourious Basterds, they used old celluloid film, and this one they just did a gas leak, but it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
I was when that guy started the fire in the movie theater, I was thinking if you gave me an hour in that boiler room, I would be dead for sure, and the building would not burst out in flames. This fucking bank teller is a goddamn chemist. He's like, take me to the boiler room. I know exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Pull this shit, light a rag, it'll blow it up. Boom.
Mm-hmm. I'd start just huffing the gas, get a little high, see what happens. Be like, oh, yeah, this is stuff. That's good.
What you need in the boiler room? Oh, I'm freaking out. I need to get out.
Yeah, calm my anxiety.
This was filmed. Back to the Future, I think, came out later that year, and it was filmed in the town is the same town from Back to the Future, or it's like the same set.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this could be some sort of like alternate timeline sort of deal caused by Back to the Future?
Maybe he brings Gizmo back on.
Maybe it's like a stowaway or something. Yeah. And also the swords on the wall that the main guy grabs, those are from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's the same swords.
Is it really?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer must have came out after the fact.
Yeah, so it's like they use the same swords from Gremlin.
Yeah, so Buffy's using Gremlin swords.
Buffy's using Gremlin swords, yeah. Did you know Howie Mandel was the voice of Gizmo?
Yeah.
That is seriously?
And the voice being, he says like bright light and just like 5 words.
That's like Vin Diesel and Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still gets to go to the premiere and like everybody loves it.
And he just says, I am Groot.
Speaking of Vin Diesel as Groot, Vin Diesel did all the languages or said I am Groot in a bunch of different languages. Howie Mandel also did that for this movie. He said bright light, and I love
the commitment.
Yeah.
I would like to see the behind the scenes video of Vin Diesel doing I am Groot, but as a baby, as baby Groot.
Yeah.
Just see him be like, I am Groot. Like,
Big diaper.
Like teenage fucking little asshole Groot.
you know, he said like he would say I am Groot like well over or in the thousands of times because they're like, all right, Vin, I think we got it. He goes, no, it has to be perfect. Like, it doesn't matter. No one's.
They all sound the
So I
same.
get the inflection.
Howie Mandel, they said Little Monsters a couple times in this, but Howie Mandel also played the titular Little Monster with another child star, one of the Feldmans, I think. Or no, one of the Savages, pardon me.
Oh yeah, that was a savage. He got ravaged
He probably got touched too, yeah.
by men. It was a different time. Everybody got touched a little bit. Touched by an angel. That's a show.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, I think that's all I got.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Not a lot of big stars.
No.
There was also a cop in this movie that didn't. The cops were fucking so goddamn stupid in this movie. They were getting drunk and stuff and not listening.
Oh yeah.
The main guy is like showing them a brand new animal or pet or creature that has never been seen before, and they're absolutely baffled by it. And then he's like, "And yeah, let me tell you this as well. When you get them wet or you feed them, then they turn into something else." And they're like, "You fucking idiot! Yeah, right. We don't believe you." It's like he's showing you something that you've never seen before, and now you still don't believe him on this one step further. And I'm just like,
Until they get a call.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They also let a man die as well and just drive away. But the deputy, I recognize him from his voice, not from his face, is Mike from the Breaking Bad universe. I like to think that Jonathan Banks survived this horrific nightmare, fucking gave up the badge and the gun, fell on hard times, became whatever he is now, a bag man in Better Call Saul.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that reminded me of the scene where they're introducing the gremlin to the cops, and he's like he's wrapped in the American flag. That's just to say, like, this gremlin is the good one. This one's American, and then all the green ones, those are Sony televisions running around and wrecking, stealing all of our jobs. Yeah. All right. Well, I would recommend Gremlins. It's a classic. I'd never seen it before, but I'm a big fan. It's very strange, but I say check it out.
Yeah, if you
watch it on Christmas with your Hispanic extended family.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a nice Christmas horror film.
Mm-hmm. Not as horny as some of these other ones. Not as creepy. Little creep, but not as obviously creepy. I've never seen it before. I'd definitely recommend it. I knew about it, but I've never seen it before.
Yeah, glad we finally knocked it out. I feel like it was one that I should have seen. So
yeah,
cool. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we hope you had a good time. Go check out Gremlins, and we'll see you next week.